Many years ago, the editor of a national news magazine asked me to write an article exploring the current state of American education. This was at a time when many people were demanding more relevance in their book learning. At dozens of colleges, teachers of non-required courses were either advertising their curricula with an eye toward current moods or lecturing to half-empty classrooms. At the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, for example, the English department was trying to lure students into the classics, such as Shakespeare's Macbeth, by adding movies like The Godfather to the assignment and calling the course The Gangster in Film and Literature. To get a taste of the day's thinking, I interviewed more than 20 prominent Americans. I asked each of them a single question: what's the mark of an educated person? Their views varied, but their responses reflected some common themes. Norman Rockwell, the illustrator-artist, told me, "You aren't really educated unless you can honestly evaluate opinions contrary to your own. To do that, you must give the other idea a fair trial. We often say we've changed our minds when we've merely rearranged our prejudices." Anthropologist Margaret Mead said, "An educated person has a sense of time, of sequence, and simultaneity of events, a sense of place, where he is in relation to the rest of the world, and a sense of comparative values. He is cosmopolitan enough to know that there are value systems other than his own." Ara Parsegian, former football coach at the University of Notre Dame, said, "There are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who don't even know what's happening. An educated person finds himself more often in the first category than in the second, and never in the third." Psychologist and author Joyce Brothers told me, "The educated person is distinguished by his treatment of all others, whether they are above or below him in stature or ability. He has an inquiring mind and sincerely believes he can learn something from every person he meets." In all of the interviews I conducted, not a single respondent mentioned time in the classroom as the mark of an educated person. In fact, it seemed that they went to great lengths emphasizing that the real mark of an educated person is about behaviors and relationships, not about degrees or certificates. That same orientation, behaviors and relationships, in place of titles and stature, is the hub of the change-friendly leadership framework. It's what I call the power of 4 T's. Think friendly, talk friendly, trust friendly, and team friendly. The behaviors and skills associated with being think friendly include adopting a growth mindset that you are capable of solving problems in fresh ways. It includes exercising curiosity by asking smart questions to explore and discover. It includes challenging your own conclusions to ensure that your assumptions are valid. And it includes making appropriate connections that lead to breakthrough ideas. Being talk-friendly is about the behaviors and skills around dialogue and appreciative inquiry. It's about listening to learn and to understand rather than to argue and overpower. It's about exercising influence rather than authority. It's about willingness to be influenced rather than assuming that the views of others should always be secondary to yours. A person is trust-friendly when his behaviors consistently enable him to earn trust, extend trust, and be a model of trust. Effective change leaders know how to put trust first in order to make it last. Finally, the effective change leader must be team-friendly. This involves working with people in ways that foster genuine collaboration and engage their heads, hearts, and hopes. These 4 T's, then, guide all the behaviors in the change-friendly protocol. Overall, the change-friendly leadership protocol is 7 steps, but don't think of it as linear, although it's tightly organized for purposes of manageability. It's flexible enough that the steps overlap. The protocol is designed to be your servant, not your master. And the best part of all, it really works.